Indiana Newsdesk is made possible in part by Smithville Fiber Internet, streaming TV, home security and automation in Southern Indiana. More information at smithville.com. MALLOR GRODNER attorneys providing legal services to clients and the community. Understanding, expertise, results. Bloomington and Indianapolis. LawMG.com. IU Alumni Association connecting IU's network of alumni and sharing the Indiana spirit through scholarships, advocacy, and volunteerism. Alumni.iu.edu. IU Center for Rural Engagement extending IU Bloomington resources to improve Hoosier lives in partnership with communities and organizations. Rural.indiana.edu. And by WTIU members. Thank you.
Coming up on Indiana Newsdesk. Annexation is back on the agenda for Bloomington after it won a legal battle with the state. The plan would bring more than 9,000 acres and 14,000 people into the city. But the proposal is a hard sell for some non-city residents.
I'm 80 years old, and I'm thinking, once I pass on, can my wife afford to live here?
Downtown Bloomington has seen a boom in apartment buildings over the past decade. The demand for student housing continues, but is there a tipping point?
We don't want as much, student housing. We want more diverse housing in the downtown.
And parents of Indiana University students gathered at the sample gates to protest the university's vaccination policy.
This mandate is just completely bypassing the freedoms that we as students should have.
These stories, plus the latest news headlines from around the state, right now on Indiana Newsdesk. Welcome to Indiana Newsdesk. I'm Joe Wren. Indiana University dialed back its COVID-19 vaccine regulations last week. Students no longer have to submit proof of vaccination, but they still must be vaccinated. Adam Pinsker tells us why not everyone is on board with the plan.
Freedoms. I'm here today to encourage the students of Indiana University to be brave.
Faced with the choice of being vaccinated or being booted from Indiana University, students and their parents defied the school's vaccine mandate during a rally at the sample gates Thursday.
I've gone here this whole year, and I've respected and followed all of IU's COVID laws. I even got tested 35 times here in this 1 year. I was not positive once.
IU sophomore Jackson Paulwells was able to get a religious exemption from the vaccine, but came out to protest what he thinks is an unjust mandate. Indiana University can fire staff and expel students who are not vaccinated. Many of those gathered at the rally are still skeptical over whether the COVID-19 vaccine even works.
Unfortunately, a lot of false information is made into social media. There's no scientific basis to any of that, and so we've got to overcome that with the younger population.
Dearth says tens of millions of doses of the vaccine have been administered worldwide, and COVID cases are plummeting. About 45% of Hoosiers 16 and over have been fully vaccinated. However, the virus isn't completely gone, and Dearth fears if vaccinations continue to stagnate, the virus will reemerge in the fall. For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Adam Pinsker.
Bloomington's mayor wants to catch up on the size of the city by annexing property in Monroe County's jurisdiction into the city. The last annexation took place in 2004, but the proposal is a hard sell for some non-city residents. Jimmy Johnson and Phyllis Genchak have been neighbors in southern Monroe County Eagleview subdivision for about 17 years.
So we get along great.
Well, this is a nice neighborhood, as you can see.
Johnson says they have everything they need and oppose higher taxes and more government.
I just want people are telling me, how's this going to benefit me and my wife as homeowners here? I think it's going to favor the city more than it's going to favor the homeowners.
He says he has no interest in helping finance city projects like Switchyard Park. Mayor John Hamilton says annexation will reduce sewer bills, provide access to policing, trash and recycling, transit services, and more.
For them, this feels like what is good for me to be in the city? I think the question really is, what's good for the whole community of Bloomington?
But is that enough to convince Monroe County residents and members of the city council? Hamilton says the average residential owner would see around a $600 annual tax increase, but that's an average through more than 9,200 acres and 14,300 people. Indiana code stipulates municipalities can annex after a mail notice, public outreach, fiscal plans presentation, public hearings, and city council adoption. Indiana University public finance economics professor Justin Ross says that makes Indiana's process more efficient and helps avoid urban sprawl and duplication of services.
The big trade-off this style of approach done, and you can kind of see this play out, is that it's considered the least likely to have, say, the most adequate planning, the least amount of communication. It's most likely to have more hostility.
That's what County Commissioner Julie Thomas is worried about.
Our biggest concern is that there are residents of the county who don't know that they're being targeted for annexation. Information went out, and this was a big community issue in 2017, but some new residents have moved into these properties.
The city's 2017 annexation plan was stopped by a very late addition to that year's state budget. Bloomington officials slammed the move as legislative overreach. They sued and won, overturning the law in December 2020. So annexation is back. Hamilton says another round of mailings will be sent to affected homeowners, and a public hearing is scheduled for August 4th. City Council can only limit the proposed boundaries or revoke any of the 8 areas during proceedings on September 15th. Thomas says that's only a few months to browse through the city's 700-page plan.
There's a lot of questions about some of the statistical information and how the numbers were derived.
The county bases its budget on income tax based on residency. And if you're a resident of the city, that tax gets paid to the city rather than the county. Monroe County Council member Eric Spoonmore says that and other tax shifts could amount to a $3.7 million cut.
But there are going to be impacts to many of the county's funding sources, including local income tax, public safety income tax, motor vehicle highway, food and beverage tax, wheel tax, excise tax.
Spoonmore says he's worried annexation will make it more difficult to fund county-wide services such as the health department and the criminal justice system. The proposed annexation is substantial, so the financial ripple effect on taxing units will be too. But Hamilton says the city has no choice. Annexation should have been going on for the last 17 years.
But we need to catch up, or we will always be behind and won't be able to catch up.
Hamilton points out annexation allows new residents to vote in city elections. But Jen Shack says it doesn't make a difference.
We tend to be more on the conservative side, and Bloomington always goes liberal. I don't think my vote would really matter that much.
Jen Shack and other annexed residents won't get to vote in the next election anyway. The remonstrance period goes until January 1st, 2024, when the approved annexations take effect, right after 2023 municipal elections. Now, City Council holds annexation hearing September 15th, but it's not final until after the remonstration period ends January 1st, 2024. Association of Indiana Counties Government Relations Director Ryan Hoff joins us now to talk about how some residents can protest annexation. Hi, Ryan. Thanks for being here. During the remonstrance period, landowners within the annexation area can file with the county auditor to remonstrate. But what has to happen to void that annexation ordinance?
Good afternoon. The remonstrators would need to reach 65% signatures for each annexation area, have those signatures filed with the auditor's office in order to invalidate the annexation order.
And then what will the landowners need to prove if they follow through and fight this through the court system? Because that's also an option, right?
Sure, it is an option. If remonstrators only get 51% of the landowners in the annexation area, they would get access to the court system. If a court is asked to invalidate an annexation, they will look at various things like are there going to be economic impacts to the landowners? Is it in the best interest of the landowners? So there are standards within the Indiana Code that a court is going to look at to decide whether or not the annexation should stand. It wouldn't just be are there more people opposed to it than support it.
But there are certain properties have annexation remonstrance waivers, and that prohibits owners from challenging annexation. That was in exchange for city services, and some of those date back years. Is there any new legislation on that?
Sure. So in 2017, the Indiana law needed to invalidate any waiver of remonstrance rights that was in 2003. The General Assembly saw fit to allow those waivers of remonstrance rights to last for 15 years. And those waivers have to be recorded onto your property's deed. So if you don't know whether or not your property has a waiver of you can go to the county recorder's office, take a look at your deed and find out.
Okay, appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Certainly. Have a good afternoon.
Well, Bloomington city leaders are preparing to roll out its long-term strategy for addressing housing insecurity and homelessness. A housing coalition was formed by Mayor John Hamilton's office 6 months ago to come up with solutions. Ethan Burke reports on their progress.
People experiencing homelessness in Seminary Park were forced out of their tents and asked to leave a few times this last winter for violating park rules. The park eviction stirred up the long-standing conversation about creating more housing. In recent months, the city has partnered with local organizations to find a way to make Bloomington functional zero.
That's a milestone indicating that a community has measurably ended homelessness for a population and one component of a larger strategy around housing insecurity.
United Way Monroe County and the Community Foundation of Bloomington have been talking with community stakeholders and collecting data. One of their key findings was a lack of information on what housing is available for low-income residents.
And they found there is no centralized list of affordable housing units. This is an issue that needs to be addressed to better understand our capacity for housing in this region.
Mayor John Hamilton says the city will assist in paying for new housing initiatives with the federal funds coming from the American Rescue Plan Act.
For example, we may look to use these funds to expand voucher programs or support a community land trust or create a landlord risk mitigation fund or other ways to increase access.
The city will receive over $22 million from the federal government over the next 3 fiscal years. Hamilton says a multi-million-dollar chunk of that should go toward housing insecurity. For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Ethan Burks.
The mayor's office is expected to present a spending plan to City Council at the end of July. Coming up next on Indiana Newsdesk, low-flying helicopters and loud bangs from nighttime military exercises this week in Bloomington and Ellettsville left some residents shaken. And the boom in downtown apartment building has some asking when is too much. But it's just what the city asked for nearly 2 decades ago. These stories and more right here on Indiana Newsdesk.
Stay close to Indiana Newsdesk as we trace education issues all the way from the Capitol to your child's classroom. So many topics that arise each year in the State House affect what happens every day in the schoolhouse. The WTIU News Team is committed to helping you stay up to date with the issues that affect your family's future. Keep yourself informed. Tune in to Indiana Newsdesk, your source for regional and state in-depth news.
The COVID-19 vaccine is here. It's safe, it's effective, and it's our shot, Hoosiers. To see if you are eligible to receive your vaccination or to get more information, visit ourshot.in.gov or call 211. But remember, for now we need to keep wearing masks, observe social distancing, and follow other protective measures to keep everyone safe. Because it's our shot, Hoosiers. This message sponsored by the Indiana Department of Health and aired in cooperation with this station.
Welcome back to Indiana Newsdesk. The U.S. Army says late-night training exercises this week in Monroe County were designed to practice flying and close-quarter combat techniques. But most residents were unaware of what was going on when helicopters swooped in. Holden Absher reports.
Bloomington Mayor John Hamilton's office says it was asked not to make a broad public notification about military trainings early this week in order to protect the exercises. But the U.S. Army says securing these types of trainings is all about appropriately timed communication. It even works with local leaders for several months ahead of time.
Not only do they help us sort of logistically, but it's also, some part of the training value for our soldiers to be able to interact with these local law enforcement and government agencies.
The Army recommended a reverse 911 message as the best form of communication before military helicopters descended on the former Night Moves building. Instead, some residents on the south side of Bloomington received flyers on Monday. A lot of residents never received any notification. But after the Sheriff's Department announced Tuesday's training in Ellettsville, one mental health therapist saw an opportunity to help people, specifically veterans with PTSD.
The sounds of war are going to cause them to be really emotionally dysregulated, upset, and sometimes do some really unusual things that aren't like themselves.
Phelps is a licensed EMDR clinician and offered a public session over Zoom Tuesday night in order to help people process the sounds of war. EMDR stands for Eye Movement Desensitization and Reprocessing. Phelps says EMDR is a potential tool to help reduce the stigma surrounding mental illness and veterans. For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Holden Absher.
A bill sponsored by Indiana U.S. Senator Todd Young aimed at curbing China's economic influence is one step closer to becoming law. The U.S. Innovation and Competition Act would pour $250 billion into research and development of emerging technologies in an effort to make the country more competitive with China. $10 billion would go toward the creation of 18 regional tech hubs.
So we would like to seed the next Silicon Valleys across the heartland, and I'm very excited about the possibilities that await the state of Indiana.
President Biden said in a statement he would sign the bill into law as soon as it passes the House. For the past 2 decades, the number of student apartment complexes in the downtown has grown significantly, and while it has led to a bustling downtown, it has also raised questions about how much student housing is too much. As part of our City Limits project, Pat Bean explores how we got to where we are.
At the corner of 11th and College, a crane is lifting a worker up to a second-story window as construction crews race to finish one of the latest apartment buildings going up downtown. The 3-story structure, called the Bentley, will have 34 units and is scheduled to open in August, just in time for the start of Indiana University's fall classes. Builders have constructed dozens of buildings like this in Bloomington over the past 2 decades, and that has listeners asking, at what point does the downtown become oversaturated with apartment complexes?
There's a lot of people that like Bloomington just the way it is, and I do too. But we're an evolving community, and we're going to continue to change, and I like that part.
Cochran works in development, but he also sits on the Bloomington Plan Commission. He says the growing number of apartments downtown are just keeping up with demand. As the size of the university population increases, it's above 43,000 now, the need for housing increases.
Right now in Bloomington, we're at about a 98% occupancy rate. So we get national real estate developers from around the country that look at our occupancy rate. They see our wonderful university. It's very predictable on the students coming in. So it's a pretty easy investment.
While new apartment complexes have seemingly sprung up on every other street corner downtown, Cochran says it's what the city envisioned 2 decades ago in its 2002 Growth Policies Plan.
They said they wanted more housing downtown. They wanted more density, and that's exactly what we got.
Along with bringing residents to the downtown area, the apartment complexes were able to fill vacant lots and replace dilapidated buildings. Smallwood set the tone for the downtown apartment boom when it opened in 2004. It sits where ST Simicon once stood. The Simicon building had sat deserted for more than a decade and was contaminated with toxic materials and was an eyesore. Once the site was successfully cleaned, it was demolished in 2003 to make room for Smallwood. Now called The Avenue, the 8-story, 220-plus apartment complex became the poster boy for anti-downtown student housing.
Don't forget, when Smallwood happened, that was a $43 million project at the time. I mean, that added so much to the tax base. The city was able to capture that money and spend it on improvements in the downtown.
Still, Cochran says Smallwood would have a hard time getting built today.
I doubt we'd ever approve another Smallwood, but that was, they took a chance early on in the development of our downtown, and they cleaned up a site that really needed to be cleaned up.
All of the apartment complexes have taken a toll on the Bloomington skyline.
Some constituents have told me, I don't like it anymore because you drive down College or Walnut, and you get this kind of canyon effect and less sunshine, and it doesn't feel like Bloomington anymore.
But the tides are shifting. In the city's 2018 comprehensive plan, which replaced the 2002 growth policies plan, there's a push for more affordable housing and senior-oriented complexes in the downtown mix.
And one of the things that we stated in the new one is we don't want as much, student housing. We want more diverse housing in the downtown.
That new student housing category will show developers, look, this is where we want the student housing. We want it on North Dunn, or we want it on, Woodlawn or other places, and we have enough downtown.
But Piedmont Smith says having students living downtown is preferable to having no one living there, which was the case decades ago.
The students support the businesses. I mean, the only reason we can have, all these coffee shops and all these restaurants is because of the students.
Cockrum says there's always been some pushback against student housing in the city. He tells of a local developer in the 1960s who would come into his office to talk shop.
I asked him, I said, what were the challenges and what did people say back in 1968? He said, Bloomington would come to me and say, Bloomington doesn't need any more student housing. He said, we don't need that. And so he got so much pushback.
And Cockrum says that's the same argument the city continues to have today. For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Pat Bean.
Local painters were hard at work making a large piece of art near Switchyard Park in Bloomington over the weekend. George Hale reports.
Volunteer artists braved the heat and cicadas Saturday afternoon outside Bloomington's Creative Glass Center. They were there to create a 27-foot paint-by-numbers mural to hang on the center's walls near the northern entrance of Switchyard Park. One of the artists is Chloe Dukes, who's working on her Master's of Arts in Arts Administration at IU's O'Neill School of Public and Environmental Affairs. She's earning practicum hours at the Glass Center and headed up Saturday's mural event.
There's been a lot of moving parts because that's how you kind of bring the community together. We did a call for artists, students, local artists, all that good stuff in the Bloomington area and surrounding outside areas as well.
They ultimately settled on Carol Heaton, a local collage and stained glass artist whose area of expertise matched the center's vision.
They all submitted their own portfolios. We kind of saw really great different things from different people. But I think Carol's style of kind of reading as stained glass really worked really well with the Glass Center.
The Glass Center's founder, Abby Gitlitz, says the event reflects plans for the Glass Center to return to normal as more and more people get vaccinated against COVID-19.
So once we're done painting all of the panels, and it's made out of 7 individual panels, we'll put them together, and we're going to put 2 panels on one side of our building and then 5 panels on the other side of the building. When they're all put together, it'll make 3 complete pictures. And so there'll be external murals.
The mural also marks the start of a series of events taking place on the first Saturday of each month. Next month's event hasn't been announced yet, but it'll probably be loud.
For next one's going to be July 3rd, and my goal is to blow things up because it is the day before the 4th of July.
For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm George Hale.
Well, experts say the number of brood-egg cicadas emerging this year is on par with their last appearance 17 years ago. Holden Abshire reports.
Experts say the number of brood-egg cicadas emerging this year is on par with their last appearance 17 years ago. Roger Hangotter is a distinguished professor of biology at Indiana University and says colder spring weather delayed the emergence of cicadas by almost 1 week, but it's hardly a factor once they are above ground. The only weather standing in their way is rain.
It is surprising, if it starts raining and it's cloudy, which of course it would be, they just sort of stop.
Hangotter says recent construction may be the cause of cicada coverage appearing more sporadic this year.
Areas where there's new developments, usually they're down because all the trees were damaged or removed, or the trees are too young. They were planted too far from 2004.
He says the total population of cicadas is currently peaking with the latest emergence at the end of last week. It takes almost 1 week for visible signs of each emergence, which creates a lag in their life cycle.
The adults apparently live about 2 weeks in the adult form until they finish mating and then they die. And so we really shouldn't go much beyond 2 weeks from now.
Hangotter anticipates a handful of late arrivals, but says majority of the population will taper off by the end of June. After the adult cicadas die, the only thing left to do is watch the babies hatch in the middle of August. He says small white eggs with 2 black dots will be visible using a magnifying glass in the cracks of damaged twigs.
Like all babies, they don't know what they're doing. They come out and they just wobble around on the branches and then fall to the ground and find their way into little crevices to get down to roots.
Hangutter says you can even place a twig in a container and watch the eggs hatch on your own. But first, you should place a damp paper inside the container to help control moisture. For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Holden Apsher.
And 2 former U.S. senators from Indiana will be joining the staff at IU. Former Senator and Indiana Governor Evan Bayh will join the O'Neill School of Public and Environmental Affairs as an executive at large. Dan Coates, the former senator and director of national intelligence, will join the Hamilton Lugar School of Global and International Studies as an ambassador at large. Both men will hold the title of Distinguished Scholar. And that's the end of this program, but our work continues online as we cover the news throughout the week at WTIUnews.org. Have a great weekend.
Indiana Newsdesk is made possible in part by Smithville Fiber Internet, streaming TV, home security and automation in Southern Indiana. More information at smithville.com. MALLOR GRODNER attorneys providing legal services to clients and the community. Understanding, expertise, results. Bloomington and Indianapolis. lawmg.com. IU Alumni Association connecting IU's network of alumni and sharing the Indiana spirit through scholarships, advocacy, and volunteerism. alumni.iu.edu. IU Center for Rural Engagement, extending IU Bloomington resources to improve Hoosier lives in partnership with communities and organizations. rural.indiana.edu. And by WTIU members. Thank you.